Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Game bred Jorge Masvidal is coming out ahead of his UFC 217 fight versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, or Wonderbread as he called him, and he's saying that his teammate Colby Covington was in the right whenever, he said his comments in Brazil after he beat Damian Maia. He said Brazil was a dump. He called everybody filthy animals. Colby Covington's been taking a lot of heat from even some of his teammates. Not Jorge Masvidal clearly, but he's got some Brazilian teammates, I believe coaches, that they're speaking out against Colby and saying, he's in the wrong for all of this stuff he said. He's been taking a lot of heat. Now, there's a fine line here, and that's kind of what Jorge Masvidal was talking about. He said, this is entertainment, and it's not like he said something racist and leading up to the fight, their teammates. He said, I was talking to one of my coaches, and before Colby Covington said those comments, my coaches were telling me about how they were getting shoved and spit at and stuff thrown at them before Colby said that, like at the open workouts and stuff. So Colby Covington, he's a guy, he has a problem with authority. He brought up a situation how, whenever if they've ever got pulled over, Jorge's like, yes sir, no sir, I'm gonna reach for my wallet, sir. Colby Covington, he gets slick with the cops, so he's got a problem with authority. He doesn't just sit back and take shit like that. So if you feel like you can push him and his fucking coaches around or whatever, you know what I'm saying, he's the type of guy that might say some shit like that. And also reiterated the fact that it's entertainment. Now, I'm on the entertainment side as well, and also he didn't say every single Brazilian is a filthy animal. He was just talking about, he said it as a general statement. He could have really been talking about the people that were spitting at him and throwing shit on him. Now, when he said this place is a dump, he could have said that, you know what I'm saying? Ariel Helwani defended it as well. He could have said that if he was in Liverpool. He could have said, oh, this place is a dump. He could have said that if he was in fucking New York. Oh, this place is a dump. He didn't get specific with it, so he walked a really thin line. And again, it's entertainment. Some people don't like that fact. Oh, he's crossing the line. I don't think so. Jorge Masvidal said that's like his little brother. Also, one other thing that Jorge Masvidal talked about is how Colby Covington's calling out Tyron Woodley. And both of those are kind of Jorge Masvidal's teammates. But he said Colby Covington's more like his little brother, so he's always got his back when he's going into a war. So he definitely feels like he's ready for Tyron Woodley. Excuse me. He said he definitely feels like Colby Covington is ready for Tyron Woodley. So, Jorge Masvidal is also in the welterweight division. I'm pretty sure he said he's not going to be fighting Colby Covington. If he didn't, we're not really expecting that. Even though the way that Colby Covington got boxed up in the first round versus Damian Maia, you got to wonder what them Jorge hands would do. But they're teammates, so we're probably not going to see that. And there's so much talent in the welterweight division, there's really no reason to even ask for that or clamor for that when you've got people like Darren Till, Mike Perry, Kamaru Usman, Tyron Woodley, Rafael dos Anjos, Robbie Lawler, Damian Maia, Santiago Ponzinibbio. The welterweight division is probably the best division currently in the UFC today. So there's a lot of fights with both of these guys. So Ariel Helwani asked him what he thinks about like these guys, that are up and coming, Darren Till and all of these up and comers. And he said, I'm not even interested in those guys. I'm not even worried about the Instagram social media guys that are getting a big following. I'm trying to fight the champion or former champions. I'm more interested in the Robbie Lawler, Rafael dos Anjos fight. And if that's not the case, I'll go down to 155 and fight that champion if the money's right. I'm not going to kill my body and my lifestyle and go down to 155 unless the money's right. But he mentioned Tony Ferguson and Conor McGregor. So Jorge Masvidal, you see where his mindset is. He's going for the gold, and I ain't mad at him. He's been around. He's been fighting up and comers. He's at that point in his career where he's finally getting the notoriety, and he's finally at a point to where it makes sense, where he's able to go for the gold realistically. He's fighting contenders. He's coming off of a loss to Damian Maia. It was a split decision. His last 4 losses were all split decisions. We've talked about that before. He's one of the most robbed UFC fighters. If not the most. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head, but he's got a lot of split decision losses where if you watch the fight, you're like, I don't know. So with that being said, man, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal's opened up. You can see his full interview on the MMA Hour, fucking with Ariel Helwani. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you talking about in the comments. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.